litigation against the Attorney General, and they backed down and withdrew that initial decision they made last summer, which was good news. Almost unheard of. We believe that the Attorney General actually backed down from, a decision they'd made. But they said they'd make a new decision. We heard beginning of this year that they're refusing our petition again to get my brother's inquest reopened. And, it's supposed to be
Did airplanes really bring down those towers, or was it a controlled demolition? Well, the evidence, of course, suggests the latter in an overwhelming way, and that's why one family in the UK is on a mission to find out how their son and brother died in the Twin Towers that day. My next guest is Matt Campbell. He lost his brother Jeff Campbell on September 11, 2001 in the North Tower at the World Trade Center. The family was told that his official cause of death was due to the impact of the airplane allegedly causing the collapse of the North Tower, but the family isn't buying it. They demanded an inquest, which you're allowed to under British law. Matt Campbell joins me now with an update on the story. Matt, welcome back to the show. And last time Matt was on the show, people had so many comments. They said, this is such a crazy story. And they said, Matt, your hair. So many comments in the thread about that. So Matt is back with his hair, punk rock hair. Good to see you, Matt. Welcome back to the show. Well, it's good to have you back here on the show. So last year you joined us just after the UK Attorney General denied your family's application. Then over the summer you got some good news, and it appeared that they were going to allow this inquest to move forward. And now you just received it again. So what are they trying to hide here? Where do things stand right now, trying to get an answer about your brother's death on 9/11?
Yeah, it's a strange situation. To wait nearly 2 years for them to make the original decision, which they denied. We then threatened what's called judicial review, basically litigation against the Attorney General, and they backed down and withdrew that initial decision they made last summer. Which was good news. Almost unheard of. You believe the Attorney General actually backed down from the decision they made. But they said they'd make a new decision. We heard beginning of this year that they're refusing our petition again to get my brother's inquest reopened. And, it's supposed to be a very objective matter. You're supposed to, look at what took place in the original inquest. Was there any suspicions of inquiry? What's the new evidence if it wasn't heard by the coroner? What's the new evidence if it wasn't heard? What's the new evidence if it wasn't heard by the coroner? And they're supposed to make an objective decision. And, again, they've come back with, unlawful, irrational reasoning, lack of reasoning as to why they are denying us the chance to have my brother's inquest reopened. So we're in that same situation again where, our only path right now is to again threaten litigation and go down the judicial review path, which is expensive. To me that's part of lawfare. It's what they do. They try to exhaust you with time, with money, when there's things at stake that clearly they don't want exposed.
Right, litigation obviously incredibly expensive, and I hope that you'll just go away. You don't want to spend this money to fight this, which is why we want to give voice to this. I think your brother's situation, your brother's death, we want to give voice to this. I think your brother's situation, your brother's death, this inquest is potential information. Your brother's death, this inquest is potential inquest. This inquest is arguably the only chance we have. But we have. Both the only chance we have. Both the only chance we have. The only chance we have, both in the United States and England and around the world, to get true answers as to what happened that day. True answers as to what happened that day. Was there a controlled demolition of those towers that actually killed your brother? Was there a controlled demolition of those towers that actually killed your brother? And I think what happened that day, was there a controlled demolition of those towers that actually killed your brother? And I think without this, that's why this is so important, right? That day. Was there a controlled demolition of those towers that actually killed your brother? And I think without this, that's why this is so important, right? Was there a controlled demolition of those towers that actually killed your brother? And I think without this, that's why this is so important, right? Would you say that this is Is there any other cases you know of that we could get answered through this process?
No. As far as I know, all routes of litigation in the US have failed, and it's our best chance of getting evidence of the use of explosives which brought the tower down, which killed my brother. Use of explosives which brought the tower down, which killed my brother. Getting evidence of the use of getting evidence of the use of explosives which brought the tower down, which killed my brother into a court of law. And it should be so easy. That's what's so frustrating. And it should be so easy. That's what's so frustrating. Our barrister, our lawyers, on paper it was so obvious that we should have had this straightened. Our barrister, our lawyers, on paper it was so obvious that we should have had this permission granted by the Attorney General. And like I said, they're supposed to be objective. It's by the Attorney General. And like I said, they're supposed to be objective. It's not supposed to be political. But clearly, it's not supposed to be political. But clearly, something is not right in the way that they responded and again denying our application.
What do you think is at play here? Because as you point out, it should be. What do you think is at play here? What do you think is at play here? Because what do you think is at play here? Because as you point out, it should be objective. Because as you point out, it should be objective. It should be a simple. Point out, it should be objective. It should be a simple. Actually, maybe you could before we get into what you think is at play here. Maybe you can give our audience, largely American audience. Maybe you can give our audience, largely American audience, an understanding of how you were able to even bring an inquest about the death of your brother. What is that process? Understanding of how you were able to even bring an inquest about the death of your brother. What is that process of inquest about the death of your brother? What is that process of your brother? What is that process? It's a lot about the death of your brother. What is that process? It's a lot different about the death of your brother. What is that process? It's a lot different than in the United States. Can you explain why under the law you have a right to ask your brother in this way?
So initially my brother. Initially my brother, along with 9 other victims, they were identified in the remains at Vj-Vreque. Their remains were repatriated back to the UK, and by law that automatically triggers the means the coroner will look into who died, when, and where, but more importantly, who died, when, when, and where, more importantly, how they paid back the debt. And if you're not happy as a family member about the debt, and if you're not happy as a family member, and if you're not happy as a family member, it could be anything. Could be any family member. It could be anything. Could be any jail cell where someone's dying. And you're not happy with the way the inquest went. Where someone's dying. And you're not happy with the way the inquest went. You have this mechanism. And you're not happy with the way the inquest went. You have this mechanism where we can petition the Attorney General in Wales to basically say, here's reasons why we want to have a new inquest. New evidence, insufficient evidence, etc. And he laid out those really clearly, 2,500 page application, clearly 2,500 page application, and that's just it's available to everyone. And that's just it's available to everyone. And it's available to everyone. It's well lots of families go down because they're not happy with the way the authorities happy with the way it's a well-trodden route that lots of families go down because they're not happy with the way the authorities, the coroner, went about investigating investigating how someone. So we're not doing anything. Just crazy. It's just something that's available to UK citizens.
So it's available to you. Now you think. So it's available to you. So it's available to you. So it's available to you. Now you think. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions, of course, about what happened. There's a lot of questions, of course, about what happened. There's a lot of questions, of course, about what happened that day. So why do you think something else is in play here? There's a lot of questions, of course, about what happened that day. Questions, of course, about what happened that day. There's a lot of questions, of course. There's a lot of questions, of course, about what happened that day. So why do you think something else is in play here? Should just be objective. So why do you think something else? There's a lot of questions, of course, about what happened that day. So why do you think something else is in play here? Should just be an objective process. Allow the inquest, but something else is going on here. Why do you believe that?
It's definitely two things. I don't think the authorities in any way, shape, or form want to open a can of worms, which allows people to question the narratives of anything, let alone 9/11 and death. I think they're worried about setting a precedent. They don't like any. They don't like any precedent. They don't like thinking that hate is wrong. Certainly, large aspects of narrative. The other one I feel is just political. We've seen four to pass with two major cases in the UK. Bloody Sunday, 70, and the Hillsborough Stadium, the soccer stadium. It took time to be politically okay for them to reopen the Hillsborough Stadium, the soccer stadium. It took time for it to be politically okay. Soccer stadium. It took time for it to be politically okay for them to reopen those deaths. And I think it's the same. And I think it's the same. Not right. And I hope not right. I mean, I hope it is. That's why we're still fighting. A long time. We're talking 23 years.
So many 9/11 families asking for answers about this, and your family is interested really with the last hope. This seems to be an appetite in Washington to open this can of worms in the United States to look at a controlled demolition of these towers. Why do you lean so strongly to that part of the story, part of the story, the idea that it is a control, the wasn't controlled. Talk about some of the evidence. Talk about some of the evidence that's come to light. Demolition. Can you told demolition? Can you told demolition? Can you told demolition evidence? Can you talk about some of the evidence that's come to light over the past few years that point to that being the case? That point to that being the case. That point to that being the case. That point to that.
I think in terms of why. In terms of why are we focusing on the inquest? The inquest is in terms of why are we focusing on the inquest? 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 The inquest is limited in scope. I think in terms of why are we focusing limited in scope? The inquest is limited. It's not really concerned with who did it. It's not really concerned with who did it. It's that's why the inquest is so. That's why the inquest is to get to die. In terms of evidence, there's thematic reaction, temperatures, the way that the North Tower fell, constant acceleration. There's eyewitness testimony. That's from first responders. 50 first responders from witness strike, bombs, strike, explosions, etc. There's expert testimony. So we have expert testimony. So we have a number of expert testimony. We have expert testimony. We have a number of engineers, evidence which form part of evidence. But the evidence here is formed part of our application. The point here is, the point here is, the point here is, as I go back to the regular request, just a regular amount of evidence, just a regular request, as I go back to just a regular request, the amount of evidence we go back to, as I go back to, just a regular request, as I go back to, just a regular request, the point here is, as I go back to the amount of regular requests, the request, and the request, and the amount of evidence we have above, and the eyewitness testimony is way above, and the eyewitness testimony is way above. The eyewitness testimony is way above. It's way on the threshold that needs to be way above. It's way above. It's way above. It's way above. It's way above the threshold that needs to be way above to trigger a request. It's way above. It's way above the threshold above.
So what was the reasoning for rejecting? And so what was the reasoning for rejecting just the patent? Was it just a patented stamp? And did they go into the court detail about why they rejected? Did they go into the court detail about why it was just a patented stamp?
It was similar to what they said.
Was it just a patented stamp? And did they go into the court detail about why they rejected it?
It was similar to what they said before. They said before. They were saying things like it's not credible, things like it's not credible, our evidence, things like it's not credible, our evidence isn't credible, it's not the same breath, our evidence it's not credible, our evidence is credible, it's not credible, our evidence is not credible, our evidence the same breath to say it's not credible, our evidence isn't credible, it's in the same breath, it's not credible, our evidence isn't credible, doesn't make in the same breath to say we're not actually going to look at that, so it doesn't make any sense. 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 This doesn't make any sense. There's misdirection, but they haven't even engaged with what I'm saying. But they haven't even engaged with them. But they haven't even engaged with them. But they haven't even engaged with them. Engage with what evidence and why have they think it's incredible, and they have just dismissed everything, and they have, it's just, and so they haven't. I mean, it's just dismissed everything. It's so frustrating, and it's so frustrating because it's just. I mean, it's so frustrating because they give us. It's so frustrating because. I mean, I think I know why they've done that, because they give us an actual rules. It's why it's not credible. It's not hard. in terms of tests that
road ahead. When you look at the audience at the road ahead, when you look at the road ahead, at the road ahead, how can our audience get at the road ahead, at the road ahead, how can our audience get involved at the road ahead? Audience can do how at the road ahead. Is there anything our audience can? How can our audience get involved? Involved? Our audience involved? Is there anything our audience? Is there anything our audience can do to try to put involved? Audience can do involved. Involved. Is there anything our audience can do to try to push back? Try to push this. What is the next step? Audience, you have another sort of audience. What is the next step? What is the next to try to push back? What is the next deadline you have here? What is the next? What is the next? What is the next step for you out here? Another deadline coming up here in certain weeks. What are you hoping? Up here?
Yeah, I mean, it's so frustrating.
The next few weeks, what are you hoping will happen? What are you hoping? What are you hoping will happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's so frustrating.
What are you hoping will happen? What are you hoping?
Yeah, I mean, it's so frustrating.
What are you
it's so frustrating. I mean, it's so frustrating. I mean, it's so frustrating. You know, yeah, I mean, it's so. I mean, it's so frustrating. I mean, it's so frustrating. First time around this. I mean, it's so frustrating. I mean, it's so frustrating. Finding you know, first decision. I mean, it's so frustrating. Unfortunately, again, first time around decision. Unfortunately, again, very unfortunately, again, very focused period where we've got. Unfortunately, again, we have to submit to the High Court. This very focused period where we've got by the 3rd of April. We have to submit. In turn, means really we need to raise this $75,000 by the end of which this in turn means to give our barrister enough funds to prepare $75,000 to by the end of this month judicial review to prepare. And you know, if we don't raise the money, then that's it. This judicial review. Once I think it's 90 days. You know, if we don't raise the money, then that's it. This judicial review. Once I think it's 90 days. I mean, it's frustrating because it's no money again. You know, for judicial review. You know, it's been expensive. Initial application. I mean, it's frustrating because I don't truly get out a lot of money past judicial review. It's been expensive. Initial application costs a lot of money. I said it's really past my door through. So right now, the money we have to raise this money by. I said it's me 1st of March. So right now, the best way to raise is to go to IC911.org. That's the International First Amendment of Justice. Best way on the homepage is go to IC911.org. To raise justice funds to engage barristers so that we get crowdfunder. It's so frustrating to try to do this, raise community funds to engage barristers so that we get requisition. It's so frustrating to do this.
We're up against some big people that don't want this. Matt, we're up against some big people that don't want this secret. We're up against some big people, Matt, with this secret. You're up against some big feet. You're up against some big feet. Big people that don't want the secret. You're up against some big feet. Big people that don't want the secret. You're up against some big feet. Big people that don't want the secret. You're up against some audience. We're up against some big feet. Big people that don't want. We hope our audience will link that up so if anyone wants to donate to help this cause. We hope our audience will link that up so Matt, we hope our audience will link that up so if anyone wants to donate to help this cause, we can answer on this. Anyone wants to donate